Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammadin ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Okay, I would like to finish off our uh, exercise that we did with Ayah 15. Yeah, Ayah 15, which was the qasr. Because what I did that day was I only mentioned the adatul hasr, yeah, we use like the nafi with the istisna, yes, and then innama, and then lakin and bal and la, yes. But I did not mention taqdim and ta'khir because taqdim and ta'khir is also another method by which we can do exclusivity. I think you remember this. And the most popular one is iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Yeah, iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. In this case, how would we have translated this?
Only to you we worship, and only to you we seek help.
Yes. So it's only you, right? That's where the exclusivity comes in, not only you. So this is what we call, yes, this is what we call taqdim al-lafz. Lafz is just the word, which this word comes before its amil. Yeah, this word comes before its amil. Now, what's an amil? Amil is any word that has a grammatical effect on another word. Okay, so normally, this is your fi'il. Your fi'il, yeah, in a jumla fi'iliyah will be your fi'il. And of course, in a jumla ismiyah, it will be your mubtada. What does the fi'il do to the other words in the sentence? Well, it makes the fa'il rafa, it makes the maf'ul nasab. Yes, so this is what we mean by amil. So when you have the word that is brought forward, and it's brought forward before the amil that affects it, yes, like in this case, iyaka is the maf'ul, but it was brought before the fi'il. Same here too. Yeah, the maf'ul is brought before the fi'il. So in this case, and only in this case, will you get exclusivity. Yes, taqdim or ta'khir. Because we have taqdim and ta'khir where there is no exclusivity. It's only more like an emphasis. Okay, we'll see that later. So now let's have a look at this again. So we get familiar again with this term of maqsur alayh and maqsur. Yes. So in this sentence, the rule is, yeah, with taqdim and ta'khir, the rule is like this. Okay. The maqsur alayh, yeah, the maqsur alayh, remember what the maqsur alayh is? It's the restriction, yeah, will be the thing that I start with. So iyaka is actually your restriction. And then what follows is the maqsur, the thing that is being restricted. Na'budu is being restricted by iyaka. Okay, so what's the maqsur again? Can you type this in, Sister Ralin? Sister
Okay.
Bashir, can you join us there on the in the Google Doc so that you can do typing as well, inshallah?
Which page?
This is page 60.
Okay.
Page 60. Sorry, it's quite a big. It's getting bigger and bigger. I was thinking of dividing it into parts, so then at least, but then I can't do the table of contents if I did that. And I did it for this document. Alhamdulillah. So which is the maqsud? What's the maqsud?
Okay, which meaning should I do?
Okay. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Have you found the page?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So with taqdim and ta'khir, the maqsur alayh is the thing that begins, all right? And then it is immediately followed by the maqsur. Yeah? So you know which the maqsur is now. Yeah. Na'budu.
So I should write like nak
You
bodoh
just
maksud.
yes. Yes,
Oh,
that's right. Maqsur would be your na'budu and your maqsur alayh is your yaka. Or maybe I can help you type as well. So your Quite happy with this, right? إياك. What's the موصوف here?
So we are giving
The
this quality to Allah. So
the موصوف is actually doesn't have to be Allah. Yes, it doesn't have to be Allah. Yeah. The موصوف is what is being talked about. Yeah, what is being talked about. So here we are talking about the act of worship and the act of asking for help. Yeah, and this act of worship and this act of asking for help is what we are restricting to only you. You here being Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, you get what I mean?
yes. So in the bigger circle, it would be worship and
Yes, and worship and asking for help. Yeah.
so the small one would be Allah. Is it?
Yes. Iyaka would be Allah. So the mausuf is actually the act of worship and the act of being of asking for help. And the sifa, yes, if we are describing whom we are worshipping, only you.
Should I write like that? Is it correct?
Wa and nasta'in. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Sister Bashira.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You see, I put here qasar blank ala blank, right? So now you know what the mausuf is and you know what the sifa is. What do you think, what type of qasar is this? It's page 60, if you can find page 60.
Okay.
What do you think? You're not feeling well.
Yeah. What is
So,
it? أصر موصوف على صفة.
that means you say it's qasar na'budu ala iyaka. Yeah, basically, you're restricting na'budu ala iyaka, is it?
Yes. To إياك. Yes.
Do you agree, Sister Ali?
Which one?
The kasar, is it sifah ala mausuf or mausuf ala sifah?
It would be موصوف على صفة.
Okay, both of you agree it's mausuf ala sifah, right? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So we are restricting na'budu to iyaka. Okay. All right. So this is mausuf ala sifah. Now, we've restricted worship and asking for help to only Allah. Yes. So is this kasa hakiki or idafi? Kasa hakiki means that the restriction is absolute. Yeah, the restriction is absolute. Whereas idafi, the restriction is true in relation to something. Okay, for example, if you said he's the only tailor in town, so he's the only tailor, in relation to that town. But the rest of the world, of course, is not the only tailor. There are other tailors in other parts of the world. Okay, so that's idafi, meaning it's not absolute. So in this case, is it hakiki or is it idafi? Idafi.
I think hakiki.
Yes, it is hakiki. Yeah. So this is not right. This is. So how do I make it go across? I always forget this. Is it under format? Strike through. Oh, yeah. Text. Yeah. Nope. How come I didn't it again? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is hakiki. All right. So iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. So when you put a word in front of its amil, then you get exclusivity. Yeah. But if you put a word not in front of its amil, now this can also occur in something like this. Yeah. Wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Here we have the mubtada. Mubtada, remember, is the amil in a jumla ismiyah. We didn't put anything before the amil. Wa is not considered a part of the sentence. Okay, this is just an ataf, a connector. So huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. But what we did do was we took the jar wa majrur and put it before the khabar. Yeah, before the khabar. In this case, we have taqdim and ta'khir, but not for the reason of exclusivity. It's just for emphasis. We're just saying that he is upon how do you say, upon everything powerful. Yeah, he has power over everything. So we're just emphasizing the fact that he has power over everything. Yeah, that's all that we're doing. We're not saying that, uh, he has power only over everything. It is kind of weird because it doesn't make sense to do a restriction when your maqsur alai, your restriction, is something that covers everything. So how can it be a restriction? Yeah, so in this case, it is not what we call al-qasr. Yeah, it's not al-qasr. So meaning just because you bring something, taqdim something before something else does not necessarily mean that you get exclusivity. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, so only in certain cases, like in this case, when it comes before your amil, then only you have the restriction or exclusivity. Yeah, just remember that. Okay, any questions there? Oops, I think it's quite straightforward. Then I've added here. Yes,
Does
Sister
it
Bashira?
apply to the khabar when if the ism, the khabar, or if the mubtada is nakira, then the jar majrur that comes before it has no effect.
Oh yes,
So
oh
does
yes,
it
that's
apply to
another.
the khabar?
So if it is a common, then you would have to have this coming forward because that's the natural way of writing it. Yes. Yeah, I think you've learned this. Yes, so that is another situation. Yeah. Did you get that, Sister Riley? If your mubtada is common, then you have to taqdim certain things. Yes, you cannot use the mubtada at the front. Yeah, it's a rule that I think we learned. We learned during class. All right. But in cases of mubtada and khabar are proper, both of them are proper, then it is also exclusive. Yeah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Yeah, something like that. So this is also exclusivity when you make both the mubtada and khabar proper. That means only he is Ar-Rahman and only he is Ar-Rahim. Yeah, because Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim is also proper. Allah, the name, Lafzul Jalala is also proper. So that's also another case of exclusivity. For Dami Fasal, we saw this in Ayah 12. So you can go back to the Ayah if you don't remember. why this also is a case of exclusivity. Yeah. All right. Now these are just, like I said, rules. There will be exceptions. Yeah. But not today. We're not going to do that today. We will do it as when we come across the case as we go on. Then we finished our ayah 16 and 17, and we did the translation. Yes, we did the translation, but there are a few things that I want to highlight to you. Yes, if you look at the sentence, if you look at the ayah, قالوا ربنا يعلم, right? This is actually effectively Rabbuna. Rabbu is actually the fa'il, but of course when you bring the fa'il before the fi'il, it becomes mubtada. Yeah, it becomes mubtada. So then you have this fi'il here, ya'lamu. Usually what follows the fi'il? Apart from the fa'il, what else follows the fi'il?
مفعول.
Yeah, the maf'ul. So you can say that this whole thing is actually a maf'ul. Yeah. And we didn't use what we call a single word maf'ul. We use an actual sentence to describe the maf'ul. Inna ilaykum lamursalun. Yeah. So this one is something that shows also emphasis. Okay, when you use more than one word, and when there are more letters to a word, we learn this, right? That means there's added meaning. Usually there is added meaning. So in this case, instead of saying something like ya'lamuna mursalin, yeah, ya'lamuna mursalin, because remember alama is also one of those verbs that take on two maf'uls. Yeah, one of those verbs that take two maf'ul. Maybe if you use it in alimtu, it's clearer. Maybe if you say something like, I taught him science, or maybe, or I thought of him as someone truthful, something like that. Yeah. So that means you are thinking that he's your first maf'ul. The second maf'ul is he's truthful. Okay. So there are two maf'uls describing your thoughts. Yeah. About him. And what about him? That he is truthful. So alima is one of those verbs that needs two maf'uls. So the second thing I want to point out here is we are using something bigger than the normal single word or mufrad maf'ul. Yeah. And when we do that, automatically you can't have the second maf'ul. It doesn't make sense to have, another maf'ul here somewhere. Yeah. So when you do this, this is what we call in grammatical, in the classical Arabic, we call this blocking something. Yeah. So here, inna ilaykum lamursalun. Yes, this fi mahala nasab thing. Yeah, it is nasab because it's maf'ul. It blocked the maf'ulai. Maf'ulai is actually a light version of maf'ulaini, the two maf'uls of ya'lamu. So it blocked the two maf'uls of ya'lamu. Yeah, meaning that you only have only one. Yeah. So saddat is your fi'il. And then musadda is actually light. And then maf'ulai is also light. Yeah. This one is how to say? This sentence, the jumlah, this is feminine. So that's why this is saddat. Yeah. This sentence blocked the place. We can say something like the slot or the place of the two maf'uls. Yeah. Of the two maf'uls. So musadda here means actually something like blocking. More like not blocking a slot. It's more like a slot. Yeah. Saddat, masadda, maf'ulai. And both of these are light. Yeah, it's light. Of ya'lamu. So in this ayah, believe it or not, there's actually 4 types of emphasis being used here. Why is there so much emphasis in this sentence? I think you remember that this particular story, is about a town, and Allah had sent two messengers to this town, not one, two messengers. And they disbelieved, they rejected these two messengers. And then Allah sent them a third messenger, and they still did not believe. So obviously this whole town was dead against the messengers. Yeah. So when we learn about the rhetorical implication of how the verses and the ayah in the Quran is written or recited or was sent down to us, yes, was revealed to us, we learn that it is important when you want to say something or you want to make a point to someone, yeah, you need to know the attitude of that person. Yeah, in balagha, we have like three types of people. Yeah, and I think we saw this also when we did the qasar. We said we had three types of audience. Yeah, the one who doesn't know anything, the ones who's not sure of what's whether this or that. They have some sort of idea, but they're not sure. And the one who is dead against whatever idea you are going to say. Yeah, they're going to reject whatever statement you're going to say. So it's the same here. It's the same here, yeah. So we're having these messengers, the three, yeah, and then telling these people, yeah, because they are denying that these people are messengers from Allah, and these messengers are replying back in kind. They are saying, our master, yeah, he knows. Certainly we have been sent to all of you. Yeah. Ustad Numan had a nice translation. They said, our master, in fact, he knows that we, no doubt, are the ones who have been sent to all of you. And I'm saying that there is 4 types of emphasis being used. What is these 4 types? Can you name me 2? Can you name me 2? Do you remember what was the form of emphasis that we used? We did this when we did the Irab.
Inna
Inna, yes, one.
la mursalun.
The la, is it?
Yes.
Yes. So inna one, la another. Then, of course, we have ilaikum coming before
Ilaykum coming
yeah,
before the mursalun.
yeah, mursalun. That's another one. Yeah. But the one that I would like to highlight, I've written it here. Yeah. I've put it here under ta'qid. Sometimes we have tawqid, sometimes we have ta'qid. Yeah. It's just the root letters are different. One is ajwaf, if I'm not mistaken. The other one is a mahmuz. Yeah. But I'm told the grammarians prefer tawqid. Yeah, tawqid, because that is a better way of saying it. But the meaning is the same. So tawqid, you can use both, but tawqid is actually the preferred one. Yeah, so actually this one should be, well, a tawqid. So why do we need to emphasize? First, they are unsure and in doubt. Second, because they don't believe. If they're easygoing, they don't have any like preset notions of what you want to say, their mind is empty, yeah, then there's no need to emphasize. There's absolutely no need to emphasize. But when they're unsure, yeah, then you have to introduce some sort of emphasis. Yeah. For example, if they're not sure whether, Ahmad is coming to the dinner party, right? Not sure whether he's coming or not. And then if you want to say, no, he said to me, indeed he'll come. Yeah, for sure he'll come. Yeah, don't worry about it. So that's one level. But if let's say, Ahmad said that he did, maybe Ahmad talked to you before and he told him that he wasn't coming, and then everyone else at the party is saying that maybe he's coming, but you know for sure that he's not coming. Then if anybody tells you that, he's not coming, they need to tell you, no, he just called me 5 minutes ago that he is definitely coming. Yeah. So then with that stronger emphasis, with that new information, perhaps, just 5 minutes ago, as opposed to your yesterday, he told you, right? Then you are more inclined to believe what that person is saying. Yeah. So Why we need emphasis, sorry, is one, when the person is not sure. Secondly, when they don't believe what you're saying at all. Yeah, so then you need to emphasize. So in this case, yeah, you know that these people are definitely rejecting whatever message that they were bringing. And so that is why the messenger said this, yeah. قَالُوا رَبُّنَا يَعْلَمُ إِنَّا إِلَيْكُمْ لَا مُرْسَلُونَ. Now they could have just said, we are messengers that have been sent to you. But no, they said, our master, he knows. Certainly we have been sent to all of you indeed as messengers. You know, there's so many things in that's going on in here. So the first one, as Sister Bashira said, he used inna, and then they use la muzahlaka. That's another emphasis. The third one, I have not written here because I want to explain a bit further. And Rabbuna ya'lamu. Now this is actually a way of making a qasam. It's an answer to a qasam. It's like saying, Wallahi, you know, Wallahi, Allah certainly knows that we are, you know, he sent us. So of course he knows, yeah, that we are messengers. So this is another way. It's actually a form of a qasam here. Yeah. And the third one, you mentioned about Ilaika coming before La Musalun. Yes, that is one. But what I wanted to highlight was what I said before, that instead of having a single words for your maf'ul, we have two maf'uls, yeah, that's supposed to be for this ayat. And I am just giving a suggestion that maybe they could have said something like this, yeah. Let me take the sample that I was thinking. They could have said something like this, yeah. Sorry. They could have said, instead of Ya'lamu inna, yeah, and all that sentence, they could have just done like this. Two maf'uls here, single. Yeah, Ya'lamuna mursalin. Qalu rabbuna ya'lamuna mursalin. Yes, our Lord, yes, has told, how do you say, Ya'lamu, uh, knows, how do I translate this? Any suggestions? I know sometimes when you do it in Arabic and suddenly you go, how to do it in English. قالوا ربنا يعلمنا مرسلين. Yeah, our Lord, He knows we are messengers. Yeah, something like that. Do you get what I mean? Or can you do a better translation to reflect that it is actually I shall put it like this, okay? So maybe it doesn't sound like okay, so our Lord, oops, sorry, this is not knows us as messengers. Okay. They could have said this, but instead they choose to use a whole sentence. Yeah. Inna ilaikum lamusalun. And this sentence on top of that is also your taqdim. Yeah, your taqdim, to highlight that indeed to you we have been sent as messengers. No one else. No, but not to say no one else. It's not exclusivity. Yeah, the emphasis is to you all. Not just anybody, to you all, but not really exclusivity yet, because it didn't come before the mubtada. Yeah, all right. So sometimes we don't realize how much goes into a sentence. It looks so innocent, the sentence, but there's so much in it. Yeah. So this is what needs to be highlighted here. 70. Okay. All right with that? Okay. So now we've done and finished this. Okay, now ayat 18. Qalu. So who would like to do that? Sister Radin, you want to do Qalu or you want to do Inna? Since you've arrived first, you have the choice.
I do call inshallah.
Okay. And Sister Bashira, Inna will be yours then.
I got the privilege to choose.
Sister Bashira left now. Do you, oh, do you want to say it to me? I can type it for you, Sister Bashira. If you find difficulty in typing, you just let me know and I'll type it for you.
Let me see. I think I can type.
Okay.
So I'll do Inna.
Yes, Inna. And then Sister Radin is doing her Qalu. And don't forget your Saf, Sister Radin, with the Qalu.
Okay.
Okay, do you want to say half Nasih or half Nasab here?
Nasab.
Jama'ah comes with an alif. The wow, Sister Ali. Jama'ah. Good. So now in Mutasir,
Sword or is it Sa'adat? C.
It's sad. Mansub. Mansub is sad. So
No,
nasab is
Muttasil.
mutasil. Is mutasil is sad.
Sword, okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to put this in a different color because in classical Arabic it's not called mubtada. It's how we understand it to be mubtada, yeah. But we will not mention this. Yeah, it will not be mentioned. It will just say inna plus its isim. That's all. But function-wise, slot-wise, it's like a mubtada. But we will never call this in classical Arabic, yeah, because mubtada will be an actual word. Qailun. Okay. Okay. Inna isim inna. Okay. So fi'il madin, always remember this is madin because sometimes when we talk, we say it's madi. Yeah. But it's actually madin. When you have fi'lun, it's madin. But when you put al in front of it, then it becomes madi. Yeah. Otherwise, it's madin. Because this is actually a nakis word. مبني على الضمة لاتصاله بالواو الجماعة, yes, and واو is your ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل. Okay, and then half nasab, when it is a half, it normally does not have any place in Irab, yeah. وضمير متصل ضمير متصل. Okay, now can we just add a bit more information here? Tamim muttasil. We would say mabniun as well. Yeah. Mabniun ala. Ala what? What do you think is it ala on? For now.
Ala alif or sukun.
Yes, good. Alhamdulillah. That's, then we say fi mahali. The isim of inna, what's the status?
Nasab.
So then we say here fi mahali nasab. Isim inna. Yeah. Okay. Then it's complete. Alhamdulillah. Okay. Do you need anything yet? Do you want me to remove this or? Okay. So قال يقول قولا فهو قائل. Yep. فهو قائل. Good. Pink in color today. Very colorful. So I'm going to delete this. And where I am. Why is it my cursor is not there? Okay. So are we satisfied with that? Yes, we are. Okay. تطيرنا. This one you do, Sister Bashira. And can you do the sa for this one? Yeah, تطيرنا. And Sister Rylin, can you do bikum? Bikum is for you. Yep. And Sister Bashira, تطيرنا. تطيرنا is actually translated as a bad omen. But I think you know that طير means birds. Yeah, birds. So even in Arabic, in the Arabic people, signify birds like crows, like eagles or hawks, things like that, the carnivorous kind of birds, to be a bad omen, especially crows, black crows, yeah, or ravens. So تطيرنا is like a bad omen for them, yeah, a bad omen for them. Mhm. It's a fi'il, yes. What type of fi'il? The ta in front. If you do the sa first, it might help you out, yeah? Sometimes it helps to do the sa first.
I think it's فعل ماضي فعل ماضي because it's تعلم, so it's family 5.
Family 5, correct. What are the root letters?
So it will be ta, ya, and ra.
Correct. So what we are looking at is Amadin. Who's the doer though? Ja wa majrur
It's
muttaliq.
هو.
Hmm?
That is مفعول. No, sorry, it's نحن.
Yes.
نحن.
The ta is more to show whether it's third person or a second.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
first person, second person. Yeah, the first thing. Okay, bikum ja wa majrur muta'alliq kan? Haha, what is it muta'alliq to? This is tricky. No, it's not tricky. It's quite straightforward actually. There's only one verb there. قالوا إن تطيرنا بكم. Yeah, so bikum would be muta'alliq to.
تطير.
Yes,
تطيرنا.
that's correct. The fi'il. So we have already, Sister Radin, we have the isim ina. What do you think is the haba ina?
It would be بكم.
Sorry?
Okay, okay. So قالوا إن تطيرنا is the Dina.
Mm.
And
No, the isim is na. I think we established that here. Yeah, Sister Bashira put there. Na is damir tasma sukun fi mahli nasab isim ina. So now the haba. The haba is obviously not a single word. Yeah.
so yeah, تطيرنا بكم is the khabar.
Yes, that's right. So how do we write that? How would we write that?
في محل خبر.
Haba ina, what type of status is it? The habar of ina.
رفع.
Okay. So what you will put there, yeah, and wajumlah, you add there wajumlah. And then in brackets, the jumlah, which is, you said just now, tatayarna bikum, yeah?
Your equal.
Mm-hmm. Then you would say close brackets, yeah? Fi mahali,
Mahali.
fi mahali. Mahali, what do you think?
Rafa.
Yes, Rafa. And then you
Khabar.
Habar inna. Okay. So, Sister Bashira, you're stuck
I'm
with Mabni
stuck.
Allah.
Yes.
Okay. When you have something like this, actually, the first thing to notice, this na is attached. So the term is actually the same as you see up there. Yeah, Mabni ala dam, or in this case, ala dam, sorry. Yeah, ad-dam litisalihi. So the same here, Mabni ala, not dam.
What is
This is
sukun?
sukun, yes, but it's litisalihi as well. It's attached to the na. Yeah, just say litisalihi, be in brackets na. Yeah. I like to put the brackets, but then we know that actually we're referring to this. Sometimes they don't write the brackets, and then we get a bit confused, or I get confused anyway. So. لاتصاله. And then only you describe what na is. What do we call na?
Fa'il.
It is the fa'il. It's still dhamir muttasil. Yes, because it's attached. So dhamir muttasil mabni ala na. We said it before. You have done it for inna, so it's the same thing. And it's mabniun, yes. Sorry. Yeah, carry on typing. Just want to do this. Okay. في محل رفع فاعل. Okay. Just want you to take note, both of you, the word litisalihi. Yeah, there is no hamzah here. It's an alif, lam alif. Yeah, this is actually hamzatul wasal. So with hamzatul wasal, we don't have that chopped off head of the ain. Yeah, the hamzah. It's just alif. This is what we call. It's just like your in qalaba. Yeah. Alif nun, alif ta, these alifs are hamzatul wasl, so you don't pronounce them, yeah, and they are not what we call a hamzah qata, which is the actual, you know, the ain, and then you actually remove the bottom part of the ain and you end up with this one. So it's not this one, not a root letter. Okay, right, we have done this. Now the next one, I just want to tell you, yeah, because this is qalu, they said. This whole thing here,
مقول القول
qalu,
في
oh sorry,
محل نصب.
okay, this whole thing here that I've highlighted, yeah, is actually what we call, yeah, what we call
مقول القول.
maqulu al-qawli. Sorry, maqulu
I will
al-qawli.
say مقول القول, yes.
Ah,
Okay.
yes. So maqula al-qawli is the what we say in quotation. In quotation, if we had, we would have quotation marks here. And it is basically a maf'ul. Yeah, basically maf'ul, but we call it a special name. We call it maqulu al-qawli. Yeah, so let me just add that here. So we're going to sentence level now. So fi mahali nasab maf'ul bihi, and we call it maqulul qawli. Okay, now la in, Sister Radin does la in, and Sister Bashira, you will do lam tantahu. You'll do both lam tantahu. You know, it won't make sense.
So Zuraida, I need help.
Okay, la in. Okay. Wow. Okay. Now, let's go back to the sentence up there. La in. It is just like your lam ibtida, the one that comes at the beginning of a jumlah ismiyah when they want to emphasize something. Usually that lam, they attach it to a mubtada. Yeah. So la in here is similar to that. Yeah? So it's actually la and in. And it is an indication that something was said before this, but it's mahzuf. It's mahzuf. Okay.
Something was said before la.
Yeah. That means there was something like wallahi la illam tantahu. Okay, but the wallahi is missing.
But the lam here doesn't give any effect for the Irab, right? Like,
It just gives some sort of emphasis. Yeah.
So I
So
thought
this
it will be half of the line half. It
the in does that, not the lam. Okay, the in does that, not the lam. Okay, so there's two things here. So the first one is alam. Oh, what happened?
sorry, Sister Zuraida.
Yes, yes, dear. What happened?
I wanted to ask, so the la, I thought that la is la plus in, right? So in is harf jazima too.
Yes, the in is
Also,
jazima.
but
Yes.
then the la is also lam of emphasis, because that inna, usually I noticed when there's inna and have nasab inna as tawkid, you usually see lam of emphasis within the sentence somewhere.
Yes,
I
but
don't
not
know.
in this, not in this case. It's not a muzalaka.
Okay.
It's not like your inna la that we saw before, right?
Mursalun,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So this is slightly different. Why I say that? Because, like I said, the Ghanaians are of the opinion that this la is actually indicative that there was a qasam somewhere. Yeah,
Okay,
qasam.
okay.
So just before this sentence. So this is like by itself, And then this is a different thing. Okay, something like that. So this lam, just to tell you the name for it, yeah. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I always forget how it is pronounced because I rarely see it. Okay, so this is little kasam. So it indicates that there was a kasam made somewhere in the sentence. Let me just see whether this is the correct. I just want to check this. Muwati'ah, sorry. Muwati'ah. Oh, I do. How do I paste it with the thing intact? Hold on. Let me just paint this.
Paste without formatting.
Okay. Muwati'ah. Yeah, little kasam. Yeah, so that's indicative of that. And it's the in that becomes the jazm. Okay. And how do we say that? Let me see. Yeah. So that's lam. Now let's talk about in. I think the best way is to put it in brackets again. So this is half shad. How do you spell jazim?
Ja,
Yeah.
Zamin. Zaimin.
Jazimun.
Zai, ya, min.
There's an alif after the G.
Oh.
Yeah. Jazimun. It's an isim fa'il. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have two here. So lam. What does it do? Apart from making it majzoom and apart from its mudari'ah, is it?
Is it possible to have two light harm?
This is actually, yeah, it is.
My exact same thoughts.
Yeah, it is actually. Okay. But this is not mudari'ah. It's not mudari'ah. Mudari'ah are the ones that are in front of your, how do you say? In front of your fi'il mudari. Yeah, that's the mudari'ah. The ta, the alif, the nun. Yeah, no, this is not that. What were you thinking of when you were saying this? What was on your mind when you did this? That it makes the mudari here majzoom. Is that the reason why you? Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. No, it has a different meaning altogether. Yeah, it's actually the letters that you see in front of at the beginning of all your mudari. That's why we call it mudari'ah. Okay, half. This is actually nafi first and foremost, lam. Yeah, and remember the difference between lan and lam. Lan is did not, yeah, but lam is will not. It pushes the things, yeah, to the upper. It pushes it to the future. So there's the way of writing this is this nafi. I think this looks like a sentence within a sentence, isn't it? When you have two jazims like that. Don't know. Half nafi wa qalb. Yeah, the qalb is the one that pushes it to the future. And
Okay, is lam will not. Or I thought lam is
The other way
did
around,
not.
is it?
I thought it's
Don't meet this first. Adjacent. You want to check that? Or what you're saying is true? Mm. Lam.
okay. Lan is yes. It's the other way around. Lan is will not, and lam is did not.
Mm. Why does it say culp here? That's strange. Okay, so all right. And then we'll reflect that in the translation. But the Irab is, this is how the Irab is. So I'll just double check. What's a general more comp? Okay. We will translate that later. Yeah, fi'il mudari majzum. Yes. Because of. We will say because of lam, be lam. Yeah. Be in brackets lam. And how do we know it is light? This.
Alamatuhu alif. Wow, alif.
What did we do to this particular mudari to make it lightest? So the original version would have been tantahu.
Tantahuna.
Yeah. So what did we do then? We dropped something, right? And how would we say that? Mudari majrum bil lam. We can say like this, okay? I'll do the long one, the long version, so that it's clearer. So the sign of this, yeah, the sign of this likeness, yeah, so this is just me, just me. Are you having a fever or just a cough?
Yes.
You're having a fever.
Cough and fever. Yes.
Yeah. So we drop the noon. This is how we would say it, yeah, hasbanun. And this tantahu is actually your fi'il shart because of in. Yeah. So this is like two levels of sentences. This is the condition. And this is a fi'il. What is the fa'il again? You mentioned it just now. We have to finish this one. The fa'il for tantahu.
Okay, it would be antum.
But how would we say it in classical Arabic?
تكلم
It's here.
مخاطبة. No.
I think the next lesson we're going to revise. We're going to revise how to recognize the fa'il in classical Irab. Okay, so this is actually the wow. Yeah, your
Okay.
fa'il is the wow. So Sister Radin, can you help out here how to finish this end?
أول فعل I'm not sure how.
You did it just now. You did it for qalu, but of course it's not mudaric lah. Yeah.
لاتصاله
That
بالواو
we just want the part about the wow. That's all
كالضمير
that. So al wow, al wow.
والواو ضمير متصل
Wow.
واو جماعة
Wow, jama'ah.
والواو ضمير
ضمير متصل
Oh, I don't know who's coughing now. It sounds like both of you. Well, subhanallah. Jama'ah. Oh, damir. Sorry. Damir hadam mutasil. Yeah. Or you can just say no need to jama'ah can also be just like that. Yeah, fi mahali rafa. Okay, alhamdulillah. Right, we can't finish it today, so maybe we will stop here halfway. La narjumanakum la in lam tantahu la narjumakum. So this do you remember about shart in any way? Do we need to do that also? Did we do this when we did the preliminary classes? Because this la has something to do with your shart, yeah? So that's why I'm wondering. Do you remember what this la means?
جواب شرط
No, it's an indicator. This lam is an indicator.
أداة
Does this ring a bell?
No.
Lam waqi'ah. Does it ring a bell at all? No? No, okay. So looks like, I think, because it may be because either we did it too long ago, we can't remember. Yeah, I might have to do two things next week. What was it just now I mentioned? We need to go through how to recognize the files, yes, in classical Arab, rather than saying antum and things like that, and whom, yeah. When we recognize it with waw, ya, and alif, yeah, these are the how do you say, the alternative way of addressing the file. And then perhaps we need to do revision on conditional sentences. We did this, right? I think you've done this before with Ustad, right? The conditional sentences. No? Yes? Can't remember?
I need to review a lot.
No, maybe you did with him. It's just that you didn't know then this is what you call this, you know. It might, because this is classical Irab after all, right? It's not the tarkib that Ustad does with you guys. So might be that he doesn't mention these terms. Yeah. So inshallah, we'll stop here. We won't do any translation. We won't do any translation yet. And yes, the lam, yeah, I'm wondering why it's called qalb here. And I'll come back to you on that one. All right then. Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, ladies. Uh, and I hope you get well soon, inshallah. Yeah, shafakallah.
Jazakallahu khairan.
Ameen.
Thank you so much, Sister Zuraida.
Oh, yeah, you're most welcome, dear.